Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into Vanta's January 2026 update. And listen, this is way more than just a list of new features. We're talking about a fundamental shift, how Vanta is evolving from just an automation tool into, well, an intelligent partner for your whole compliance journey.
So think about this for a second. What if your compliance platform was more than just a tool? What if it was a partner? Something that doesn't just, check boxes, but actually works with you. Something that understands your company's specific situation and even knows what you need before you do. That's the big idea here, and we're going to see how Vanta is making it happen.
All right, here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll meet your new AI copilot. Then, we'll look at some smarter, streamlined workflows. After that, we'll dive into how deeper insights can lead to better decisions. And finally, we'll cover compliance at scale. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, your new AI copilot. This is all about meeting the smarter, more capable Vanta agent. Seriously, think of this as a true partner for your day-to-day work. So, the Vanta agent has gotten a huge upgrade. You can now ask it stuff in just plain English. Things like, hey, which engineers are late on their security training? And boom, you get an answer right away. And what's really cool is that it remembers your company's context, so you're not constantly repeating yourself. Plus, it's always there for you, right in the top navigation, no matter where you are in the platform. And it'll even title your conversations for you automatically. Super handy.
You want to see the impact? Look at this. By plugging the entire Vanta Help Center into the agent, it can find an answer for you almost every single time. The refusal rate, that's basically when the agent says, I don't know, has plummeted from over 10 or 12% all the way down to just 3%. That's a massive improvement. It just means you get the right answers right away.
And believe it or not, this is just the beginning. Vanta's already looking ahead, testing out these next-gen AI agents that, get this, can automatically build the foundation of your SOC 2 program. I mean, they'll literally scrape public data about your company to auto-generate policies and figure out which controls you need. We're talking about a huge reduction in setup time, giving you a custom program right from the get-go. Okay, so that's the AI copilot. Now let's move on and see how all this new intelligence helps make your day-to-day work a whole lot faster and more efficient. It's all about less manual work, which means more momentum for you and your team. We've all been there, right? The dreaded spreadsheet shuffle, trying to track approvals for things. Well, for critical stuff like impact assessments, you can forget that. The old way was juggling spreadsheets and docs. The new way, you assign approvers and track the status right inside the Vanta workflow. It's so much cleaner and makes your audit trail way stronger. And check this out for vendor onboarding. It's now so much simpler. You just publish a secure intake form. Then your business users can send a secure link to the vendor. The vendor fills it all out, submits their evidence directly, and poof, all that data is centralized right in Vanta, ready for you to assign risk. No more chasing emails.
And it's not just the big-ticket items. There's a ton of other workflow enhancements that just make life easier. You can now link existing Jira issues right to Vanta docs, or even just attach a URL as evidence. They've also revamped the personnel offboarding page to be way clearer, plus simpler navigation for new folks and code change visibility for everyone. These are those little things that really add up and remove daily friction.
All right, so we've got a smarter AI and faster workflows. So what's next? Well, let's talk about how Vanta is turning all that data into actual actionable intelligence so you can make better decisions. This is so cool. Instead of just guessing how much work a new framework is going to be, you can now see exactly what you're in for. Look at this table. If you want to add SOC2, you can see that a whopping 75% of the controls overlap with what you're already doing. That means you only have 25% of net new work. Same for ISO 27001 or HIPAA. This makes planning your compliance roadmap incredibly precise.
Okay, think of this new issues report as your command center for issues. It's a real-time dashboard where you can see everything. How many issues are opened, how many are getting resolved, and if they're being closed on time. You can track your whole backlog, spot patterns, and really get a handle on what's going on.
And this is a big one for auditability and just, transparency. You can now see the full edit history for things like questionnaire answers. Who made the change? When did they do it? It's all there. And for really critical stuff like impact assessments or DPIAs, you can create new versions while keeping a record of the old ones. It's perfect for comparing versions and keeping your auditors happy. And that brings us to our last section, compliance at scale. Because let's face it, as your company gets bigger, compliance gets a whole lot more complex. Vanta is rolling out some really powerful tools to tackle that exact problem.
So the key concept here is something called a business unit. Really, it's just a way to fence off a distinct part of your organization inside Vanta. It could be a subsidiary, a specific product line, or even a geographic region. The point is, it can have its own unique compliance scope.
And this, for bigger companies, is an absolute game changer. With this adaptive scoping, you can define separate framework and asset scopes for each unit. You can manage their totally different compliance needs without having to duplicate all your work. And you can see all your test results broken down by business unit so you can take focused action right where it's needed. It's a huge step up.
Of course, for all this to work, the platform has to be rock solid, especially for customers with tons and tons of data. So Vanta totally re-architected its product test infrastructure. The result? A mind-blowing 93% reduction in daily test failures for those big customers. That means the platform isn't just powerful, it's super reliable, even at a massive scale.
So when you put it all together, these updates aren't just a list of features, right? They really represent a fundamental shift. Vanta is moving beyond being a tool you use to manage compliance to becoming a platform you use to master it. So with a smarter, faster, and more scalable platform, the real question is, what will you achieve next?